live today on We Need to Talk. Please remember, if you're joining us for the first time, remember to subscribe. Please share the link so somebody else can join as well. My name is Abna Owusu Asrebo, and today I have the privilege of inviting or speaking with one of my very old friends from way back. So please help me welcome Abigail. Madam, how are you?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm good too. Long time,
I
right?
know it's been a while.
Okay, all right. So, viewers, as you know, we've been talking about friendship. Last week we were here with Estelyn, and Estelyn is not here today. Abigail is, but next week both Abigail and Estelyn are gonna be here. But today, Abigail and I are gonna talk about that same friendship that we discussed with Estelyn. So, Abigail, I know we are friends. So, what does friendship mean to you?
To me, I think friendship means, somebody that you can trust,
Okay,
somebody that you can rely on,
okay,
somebody that, you know, um, will be there for you in times of need,
okay.
vice versa as well. And, somebody that, you can lean on when in tough times.
Okay. So, for you, why is it important to have friends? Because nowadays, you hear a lot of people say people are not trustworthy, people are this, people are that. I just want to keep to myself. So, in this day and time that we are in, why is it important for you to have friends?
Um, I think again, just like the first question you asked, I think it's important to have friends. Again, in time of your need, because we are people, we are humans, okay, and there's going to be a time when you need somebody to talk to, So I think that's when you need, friendship the most, because no matter what, you cannot just deal with situations on your own. You have to have somebody, by your side, a true person, or colleague that you can rely and trust on.
Okay,
So.
that's good. All right. So again, today, viewers, we are talking about friendship. This is the beginning of the year. Everybody's analyzing their life from last year and then looking at the things that they can do better and the things they don't need to invest their time in. Because, like they say, when you lose a minute, it takes forever to regain that. So you want to make sure you're investing in the right places. So today we are discussing friendship, why it's important for us to make friends in the first place, and so Abigail said that it is important because you need someone to lean on. And as human beings, we are interdependent. So we need one another. Okay, so Abigail, now that we have that clarified, what will make you end your friendship with somebody?
Oh, so with me, one thing that would make me end my friendship with somebody is, again, if I feel, I lost the trust, I lose my trust in you.
Okay.
Okay. So for instance, um, I'm not saying as friends, you guys agree on, certain
Everything.
thing,
Yeah.
everything together, but um, let's say, whenever you get into, like if
Argument.
a little bit argument, okay,
Mm-hmm.
you might say some words to each other, but at the end of the day, we all humans, you guys will come back together, okay? But once it escalates to a certain point and some stuff I said, and then I go here, whatever I tell, when I come to you in confidential, did I tell you something? Then I go here from the next person, okay? To me, if I consider as my friend, I trust you. I want whatever that I share with you, I want it to be personal. I want it to be private. I want it to be secretive among us. So
Mm-hmm.
if I go here somewhere else, okay, that means you're not my friend. If you have an issue with it, maybe you can come up to me,
Yeah.
and talk to
Discuss
me
it.
about it, and then we can discuss it. But if I have to go here from somewhere, at that point, you're no longer my friend. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you. So, sometimes, just like you mentioned, friends argue. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, it doesn't matter. As long as it's a two people relationship, there is bound to be arguments. And then, like you said, rightfully, if you're friends, that's normal. But um, sometimes still you get in a fight with somebody, and sometimes that argument was so heated that you have that time of separation.
Mm-hmm.
And then sometimes other people will like go discuss it with somebody else, not necessarily what you've discussed or like your private information that you've shared with them,
Mm-hmm.
but they can go off and tell another friend, this person is this person is that, they've done this and this and that to me. Would that make you end your friendship, or that is not because they're not sharing your private information, but then let me use the word,
Mm-hmm.
they kind of tarnish your image. Would
Okay.
that make you lose end your friendship, or will you still consider that person as a friend after that?
I mean, for me, if you tarnish my image, I'm gonna come up to you and confront you. I'm gonna confront you of it, okay? I'm gonna come to you and ask you of it. But then if I feel like you're still not being honest with me, okay,
Mhm.
that's when that's it. You know, again, that point, I lose trust, I lose faith in you. So there's no need for me to continue my friendship with you.
Okay. All right. I understand. And okay, on the part of confrontation, sometimes people don't do so well when they are confronted. Do you
Mhm.
think friends can get back to the same level they were after a confrontation?
It's not gonna be 100% back to where they were. It's not
Okay.
gonna be 100%. There's always gonna be cautious on each side, okay?
Okay.
Whenever you're having a communication, it's always gonna be cautious. One is gonna be
Caution on
cautious,
each
yeah,
side.
caution on each side. So it's not ever gonna be, 100% again.
So at that point, is it okay to end that friendship, or do you still kind of maintain it and wait to see if it will grow again?
Oh, you still maintain it. I mean, you still maintain it to see. I mean, that doesn't mean, cut the person off necessarily like, completely. You still maintain that friendship, reach out once in a while. Hey, just checking up on you to see how you doing, you okay? But it doesn't mean you have to be really, attain or close to that person like you guys used
Like
to
you
be
used to
before.
be
Yeah.
before? All right. Well, thank you. Abigail and I go way back. We became friends when we were still in high school, I believe, right? Yeah. That was how many years ago? That was not too
Okay,
long
no, no,
ago.
no.
We're not
Okay, we're
that
not
old.
we're
So
not gonna
yeah,
disclose
we're not
that.
gonna disclose how long it's been, but we've been friends for so long. When we were in high school, we've gone to high school, graduated, gone to college, graduated, got married, have children. Both of us have children now. I can't believe I honestly can't believe it.
Oh my.
I mean, just to share a little bit of our past, when we started college, what we would
Hey,
do
don't
is
go into too much detail now.
what we would do. I'm not sharing your private
Okay.
information. This is our private
Okay.
information. On
That's what I'm saying, but
Fridays,
still don't go into detail.
okay, I'm not. But on Fridays, one of the rituals or activities that we used to love to do was we'll go to the mall and look for clothes to go out on Saturday. And we can spend hours and hours in the mall trying to find the perfect outfits. And then we come back home like in the evening. And then Saturday
Ah,
night we go out and we will party ourselves out and get exhausted. And then early morning we have to wake up and come to church.
ah.
Those days were crazy, but those days were fun. We were young, we were crazy. But last week Estelin said you can outgrow friendship. So do you believe that you can outgrow your friends?
To me, I think at some point, okay,
Okay.
like for instance, when you get married, when I was single, and I didn't think you can outgrow friendship, but once you get married, I mean, I'm not saying you leave all your friends behind, but it's something that is a different journey that you're going through that your friends are not experiencing it with you at the same time. So it can be a little bit, time apart for both of you. So it might seem like, you can outgrow it, but I mean, I wouldn't say fully outgrow, the friendship, but
The
it's just gonna,
dynamics change.
the dynamics changing is gonna, hinder at the back of it. So I don't think you can fully outgrow a friendship.
Okay.
No.
So then do you think there is something wrong when you get married and you kind of separate yourself from your friends?
Um, well, I mean, it becomes a little bit complicated, okay? Because before you got married, you guys were so close, you guys, but after you got married, probably reach out like maybe once in a while, and I'm guilty of that. I mean, I had some friends that were really, close to
Close.
me, but of course, they're still close to me. I mean, even in time of my needs, I still reach out to them, but it's just that we don't hang out like we
As
used to,
much.
as much as we used to anymore. But I still contact them, hey, how are you doing? Just to check up on them, but not like, okay, now that I'm married, I forgot all my single friends.
Okay.
No, it's not
So
gonna
it's not
be.
intentional.
No, it's not
Okay.
intentional. No.
All right. Do you think like time up, like space or distance can impact how strong your friendship is?
Oh yes, absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely.
How?
So I mean, I would say I have few really close friends that we don't communicate, every day. We don't communicate. it can go by 6 months. We haven't even communicated, okay? But once I pick up the phone and call, okay, then no, okay, okay, my friend is in need, let me jump in to help, and vice versa, same. So I don't think, yeah, no.
Okay. All right. Well, there we have it. So today again we are talking about friendship. My name is Abno. So please remember to subscribe, share the link so others can join in. We are discussing friendship today, and I'm privileged to have a long time friend, Abigail, with me today, and we're discussing friendship. So you mentioned something about marriage. So now let me ask you, do you believe that you and your spouse can have a mutual friend?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I think you guys can have a mutual friends, I mean, me and my husband, we do have some mutual friends. I think even that even help the relationship, because they might have advice for you guys. I think that extremely help the relationship wise. So I mean, yeah, I do think you guys can have a
Mutual
mutual
friends.
friendship no
Okay.
matter what.
Okay. In terms of mutual friends too, let me specify. Do you believe that couples can have mutual single friends?
Mutual single friends.
Yes.
If I know my okay, yeah,
Like you have, let's say me.
okay.
Well, no, I can't use
You
myself because I'm
can
married. Okay. Any friend that's single, can they also be friends with your husband?
that I'm friends with.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, okay. So let me give more details to that. And I think when last week when I asked Esther Lynn, she also said, oh yeah, we can have mutual friends. And then when I explained further, she was like, no. So let me explain
Okay.
further. Like you said, a friend is somebody that you can rely on, you trust, you share your private information with and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So will you be okay when that friend is there for you to share private stuff? Because sometimes, you know, in our marriages, we are friends with our spouse, but we also have friends outside that maybe you go to share or express yourself to. And then this same person goes to your husband, and
Mm-hmm.
then your husband is also sharing private information
Mm-hmm.
too that your husband rely on. So in that sense, do you believe that it's okay to have that mutual friend who is listening to both parties, not together but separately? Like they'll come talk to you and you tell them, oh hey, this that. And then afterwards, the person will call your husband too, and your husband will say, hey, this that. And remember, because you guys are also that person's friends, vice versa. They can also say, hey, you know that your wife said this, your wife said that. And then likewise, she'll say, okay, do you know your husband said this and said that? Do you think that's a healthy friendship that you can maintain in your marriage?
I think first of all, first it comes to that trust that I was mentioning at first. Okay, so if I don't trust you, to me personally, if I don't trust you, there's no way you're gonna be my friend. I'm not gonna open up to you. I'll close up to you. I'm not even gonna say a word to you if you're not my friend. So if I consider you as my friend, that means I trust you that whatever goes on between me and my husband, if I come up, open up to you, tell you, I mean, I'm okay with it. Okay, I'm okay with sharing that information, and my husband as well is okay with sharing that information. And we humans, especially, we like to talk. Okay, so again, we like to talk. Okay, let me go speak to this person. Okay, let me just go say my mind. And then my husband also, okay, let me go say my mind. But I mean, I think it's still okay, it's still fine as long as both of you know what. I mean, for instance, if you're the middle man, if you're the middle friendship man, and then you come up to me and be like, oh, okay, your husband said this, and then I'm like, no, 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 why? He told you the wrong stuff, okay? We all just going to try to portray,
A perfect picture.
perfect picture for you. I mean, I think it's just human nature. That's okay. I mean, that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. I mean, I like the approach. One of the important thing about we need to talk, and especially like in the beginning when I was thinking about this conversation was there are so many different perspectives in life, and sometimes we are just stuck with looking at one perspective. But when we open up and talk to other people, they can enlighten you to see things from a different angle. Like you're saying, of course, you guys, both of you can have one person that's like the middleman, because maybe because of the dynamics of your marriage,
Mm-hmm.
that person will come listen to you and then go listen to your husband. And if they come, you have that defense of, oh no, it's like this, it's like that. Or maybe you don't even feel bad to say, okay, then me, you, and my husband, we're gonna sit down and address this, because this is not what happened.
Mm-hmm.
And then your husband is okay with that. So at the end of the day, I guess it depends on you and your spouse and the marriage that you're in, the understanding or the agreement that you have, that will determine if you can have that mutual
I
friend.
mean, well, that mutual friend, you're not gonna have any. I mean, we just come to you just for you to listen, okay? We're not gonna ask you for any advice on our marriage because you know they're not
So,
married.
so in other words, you're saying you're gonna use that mutual friend.
I mean, it's not using, but I mean, there's sometimes when you go in a certain situation, you just want people to listen, not to,
Yeah.
give you advice or give you a solution. Just sit down and listen. I think I mean,
That's
that's all,
that's
we're
why
coming
I
to you
said
for. You're not gonna be, you're not
altering
gonna,
your
yeah,
marriage.
no, no,
That's why that's why I said, so you're gonna, because the way you said it, you said, well, it's not like you're gonna take advice, we just need you to listen. So
I
basically,
mean,
you use
yeah.
that friend like a therapist. Okay. I'm just gonna come and bounce my ideas off, and that's it.
I
That's the
mean,
end of it. You can tell me anything, but
I
I'm not
mean,
gonna listen.
that's
That's
human. I mean, that's
yeah.
human nature.
Which
I
is
mean,
that's fine too,
yeah.
because of course you want to also guide your marriage and not um I guess allow
Mhm.
outside
Outside, yeah,
influence.
outside
So
influence to,
I understand. Okay. So my next question is, how old is your longest friendship?
Ooh. I would say about probably my longest friendship, so maybe 20 years.
You see how you expose yourself? You said.
I mean, no, and the reason why I'm saying that is that what this is a person that I used to go to school with back home in Ghana, and
Okay.
we came over here. We still communicate. We still communicate over. She's in the U.S. over here. We still communicate, but she was like a close friend of mine back home. So we still communicate. So I would say, I mean, I've known you for like I'm
You
not going
don't
yeah,
say.
we don't, don't say yeah,
A
but
long
a
time.
long time. I mean, 20 years. I mean, 20 years. Yeah, I would say probably 20 years.
Now,
Maybe more than that, but we're
you
not
know,
gonna say yeah.
now somebody's over there say, okay, let me calculate 20 years. How old were you guys back then? And they are trying to figure out our age. That's
Ah,
quite long. How do you maintain a friendship for that long?
that's the thing. That's what I was saying. We don't communicate every day.
Mhm.
Probably maybe once in like 4 months, once in 3 months, and we just probably test, hey, how are you? And then that's saying, how I'm doing good, okay. But I know when that person needs me in times of their help, I'm there to, I'm gonna rush, I'm gonna rush to help that person, and again, vice versa. I'll do the same thing for that person. You don't have to communicate every day to have, communicate
Yeah.
every day to have a true friendship. Yeah, no.
Yeah, thank you. I think when we begin to understand that it's not just how much time you have to give to somebody, but having that confidence that
Mm-hmm.
this person is going to be there for me no matter what. So even if I don't talk to you for a month, 2 months, 3 months, you know that if you call me and say I need you to help me with this,
Mm-hmm.
as long as it's in your abilities, you will jump on it. So because nowadays we've made it seem like if you're not always there every day, if you're not calling me every day, or if you're not testing me every day, that means you are not my friend.
No.
And that is why when people journey from being single to married, a lot of friendship kind of falls through the crack, because like you rightfully said, when you get married, it's a different journey altogether.
Mm-hmm.
You now have another person who demands your time and your attention.
Mm-hmm.
And this is something that you cannot neglect, especially in the beginning stages of marriage. And so when you're doing that, of course, whoever used to be receiving all that time and attention is going to feel that impact. And like Estelin and I were talking about last week, if you're a true friend, you understand, okay, this is where this person is. And for you to be there for that person, that means you have to be able to allow them to concentrate or to build what they're having, because the foundation is very important. And with like old friendship, like me and you, we have had that experience of we were always with each other for so long that Now we don't always have to be there physically, but we
No.
know that this is my friend.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I mention your name somewhere, or if my parents go and meet you somewhere, automatically when they see me, they'll be like, "Oh, I saw Abigail today. Have you? How is she doing?"
Mm-hmm.
Even though they are the ones that literally just met you, they know it has registered in their mind, and that is how friendship is. But nowadays, unfortunately, it's about, oh, if I call you and you miss my call, that means that you don't want to be my friend or you're not my friend. So my next question is, well, you said you and your spouse can have mutual friends. So what about the friends that your husband doesn't approve? What if you and your spouse do not agree on a certain friendship? What I mean, what do you do? Do you end that friendship or do you still continue that friendship?
Okay, so when it comes to this, it can be tricky. And I watched your show last week, and how Estella mentioned, you have to give me a particular reason why, what you saw in that person that you think it might not be a good friendship. Okay, so once you give me that reason, okay, I'm gonna analyze it myself as well. And I mean, let's cut it. If you got married, okay, you made a vow, to be with this person no matter what, no matter what happens. So I mean, if if I'm communicating with somebody, or if I have a friendship that my husband tells me, hey, I don't want you to associate, yeah, I don't want you to be friends with this person, I don't want you to associate yourself with this person. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm gonna cut that friendship. I'm gonna
You're gonna
cut
cut
that
that
friendship. Yeah,
friendship.
I'm gonna cut
Okay.
that friendship.
What if it's not? What if to you the reason why your husband is giving you is not valid to you? Because like you said, when your husband do tell you that they want you to end a friendship, you're
Mm-hmm.
gonna ask that your husband why. And then
Mm-hmm.
when they tell you and you analyze it, then you make your decision. So what if the explanation that they're giving you doesn't make sense to you? Do you still keep that friendship or how do you handle that?
Okay, so so are you gonna keep that friendship and continue being cause
Married?
and continue being married? Because that's still gonna hinder the back of your
Your
marriage.
marriage.
Okay, so it's up to you if you want to make that decision and keep that friendship. Because I mean, obviously, if you keep that friendship, your your
Your
spouse is not
significant.
okay. Your spouse is not okay with that. So if you keep that friendship, I mean, to me, I don't think you value your marriage, you value your marriage, and I know your husband is supposed to, maybe trust you, like, okay, you're gonna make
The right
the right
choice.
choices. But again, if he's not okay with it, to me, myself, as a woman, I don't feel
Comfortable.
comfortable, being in that situation. I
Yeah.
mean, being in that friendship if my partner is
It's
not
not
okay
okay
with it.
with that. Yeah, I understand. Sometimes we but in
Yeah, and
this
I'm
life,
sorry to my friend, but yeah.
you say, "Oh, you're sorry to your
Yeah,
friend."
I'm sorry to my friend, but
Yeah, I was
it's
gonna say,
marriage, yeah.
yeah. So I mean, it almost feels like it might feel like you have to make a choice between your spouse and your friend. And you said your friend has been there for you for all these years. Let's use your friend from back home in Ghana, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody that you have been friends for 20 years. You have built so much together.
Mm-hmm.
You have so much trust in this person. You have so much confidence in this person. You see this person in a certain light that maybe nobody else see because of how close you are. And your spouse that let's say you just married maybe this year or maybe just a year or 5 years. It's not been 20 years like your friendship comes to you and say, hey, I don't like this person for whatsoever reason. And you have to end it. That can be very difficult. Like I'm just thinking in my head.
It can be difficult, but go marry a friend.
I mean, I can. Well, I mean, when you look at it in that scope, yes, it does
Yeah,
make sense
it
because,
doesn't make sense.
like
Yeah,
you
it becomes
rightly said,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. It's yeah. It can be
it can be
tough.
tough.
It can be
Yeah,
tough. Yeah.
it can be because, I mean, I'm just, one of the things that I was very careful, like I paid a lot of attention to before I got married. Like I looked at when any man approached me was how that person's relationship with other people, like how they
Mm-hmm.
receive people around them.
Yes,
Because for
definitely.
me, anybody that's close to me or knows me know that I'm a social butterfly. When I see people, I mean, I'm an extrovert, so I get my energy from like people being around me, people talking to me. And not to say that I want to go and share my personal life with everybody, but I just love people around me. So if before I got married, if anyone approached me that I felt like, okay, this person was not going to be reasonable, understanding of
Mm-hmm.
the type of person I was, it was going to be difficult for me. So I
Mm-hmm.
have to make sure that just to maintain peace in my house,
Mm-hmm.
I have to get somebody that understand. But so I'm just thinking, what if my husband actually told me that, hey, I don't like your friends. I don't want you to be friends with that person. I know that can be difficult, but like you rightfully said, we've made a vow. My
Yeah.
friend and I never made a vow, so I guess we
Yeah,
can end
and
that friendship.
that it comes to you know what true friendships are, and if that person is really your friend, again, wants the best for you, you know, I mean, he's not going to put you in that tough situation or for you to make the
To make a
decision
choice.
to choose between your husband, you know, and her. And again, like I said, friends can stay back, you know, and for you to make your decisions, okay, and then you don't have to,
Support
yeah,
it.
support it,
Yeah.
yeah.
So at that point, will you like when you do agree that okay, you're gonna take your husband's advice, what do you do? Do you sit the friend down and share with them that hey, we cannot no longer be friends because my husband is saying this, or how would you approach that situation?
That's gonna be a tough one. So yeah, definitely guarantee you have a sit down with your friend, you know, and talk to them. But I mean, find a nice way to put it. Do not put everything or pin everything on your husband. Okay, my husband said I shouldn't talk to you anymore, so I'm not gonna. I'm not
So
gonna.
what nice way? Like I'm just wondering what nice way. How can you say it?
um,
A friend for 20 years
a
and
friend
then
with what?
you're going to end your relationship with this friend. How do you end it?
I mean, let's come back to that.
Let's come back
Yeah,
to
let's
that.
come back to that.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's tough,
It's a tough decision.
yeah,
It's a tough
it's almost
decision.
it almost feels like you have to go and be straightforward and be like, my husband don't like you,
Hmm.
or you have to lie.
Hmm.
But I mean, what could you possibly use as an excuse to tell a friend, unless they offend you? Because
Hmm.
sometimes too, or you go back and think of all the years you've been friends and find out that one time they did something hurtful, then you
See,
say,
that'll make it easier to
you know,
cut to
yeah.
cut.
But what if your friend has not, they offended you maybe 30 years ago?
Yeah,
Then you're
you
gonna
can
bring
you
it up.
can. It's
It's
easier when they offend you. Okay, it's
yeah,
easier to do
yeah.
that
But
when they
a
offend
true
you. But
friend will not also
yeah,
offend
a
you.
true
So
friend will not
it is
offend
a
you.
difficult
Yeah.
situation, but I understand. So my last question, and our time is almost up, is can you trust all your friends? Can you trust your children with all your friends?
Can I trust my children with all my friends?
Yes. Like, can you leave your child in the care of everybody you call a friend?
At this point, I mean, I can count on my finger how many people I consider as my friends.
Okay.
And yes, I can say yes,
You can
I
trust them.
can trust them. And for me, if I don't trust you, if
You
I
cannot be
have a
friends.
little bit, no, I'm not gonna be friends with you. I mean, you don't even deserve my time and my energy. I mean, what are
Why
we?
would you?
You
Yeah.
know,
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And then reverse. Will you trust your child with your husband's friends?
If I don't know the person, no.
Look at the attitude,
No, no, definitely not. I
but
mean,
yeah,
you
but
know, it's a mother. No, I need to know who I
your
mean,
child is
if
going
I
to
know my
be.
husband's friend, then, you know, if I don't know his friends, no, there's no way my
Okay,
child is
what
gonna
about all your husband's friends that you know? Will you trust your child with?
no, they're my husband's friends, not my friends.
But your child is your husband's son too, right?
Well, I mean,
I understand.
if he's with the if he's with I mean if
He's
he's
there
yeah
too.
if he's there too, yeah, that's fine. I mean, he's the father, you know, he
Yeah.
can do whatever he want with the kid. If he's there too, but okay, I'm going
Oh no.
somewhere. I left the child with one of my friends. No, you cannot do that. You know, no.
Okay. All right, I understand. I'm pulling your leg. Of course, I'm a mother. Sometimes to leave them even for your husband to know
Yeah,
you're still
yeah,
looking
yeah.
back.
You're still looking back,
Because
so
that's your motherly instinct.
yeah,
Thank you so much, Abigail. I mean, it felt like we've just been here for 5 minutes,
yeah.
but our time is up. And like you said, I don't think time and distance can destroy a
No,
friendship
no.
or a true friendship. Maybe acquaintances and all that, yes.
Hmm.
But true friendship, I don't believe that, because anytime we meet, it's almost like the chemistry and the connection goes back to when we first met and
Oh
when we
yeah.
were young and we were crazy and just having fun. So it was so nice having you on the show. Next week
Thank
we'll be
you.
back, me, you, and Estelin. We're going to talk about that too as well. We're going to talk about when we start dating,
Oh my
and
God.
we're trying to
Oh.
keep it secret from our friends, and then bam, we know that we are getting married, and out of nowhere this person is getting married. We're going to talk about that because that's also part of friendship as well. So thank you. Do you have anything, any last thing that you want to tell our viewers before the show comes to an end? If you do, look at the camera and just people that are watching you, anything you want to say about friendship, look at the camera and say that.
Um, well, all I just want to say is if you're choosing your friends, make sure you choose your friends carefully. Okay. If you don't trust that person, they don't need to be in your life. Cut them off. It's unnecessary for you to have any friends that's not going to be, a support for you or you cannot rely on. So that's all I have to say. I mean, choose your friends, carefully, wisely.
Thank you
Hmm.
so much. Thank you. All right. So I'm just reading a few of the comments that came in today. PlayStation said, just know what works for you can't work for someone else. So I guess whatever that we are saying, it depends on our home. So that will determine if it works or not. And Miss Tamika, my sister, she said the key to a great marriage is communication. I married my husband because I saw wisdom and the ability to lead our household. I will always consider my husband's point of view. I don't think my husband would say something about a person without having valid reason. He has already analyzed the friendship and he has seen red flags. Sometimes we have blinders up, which is so true.
Yep, yep,
Which is so
yep.
true. So thank you so
Absolutely.
much. So again, thank you. This is We Need to Talk. Please remember to like, comment, and share as well. And don't leave the page without subscribing. Remember, We Need to Talk every Sunday from 2 p.m. Central Standard Time to 2:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. You can visit our Facebook and our Instagram page at Owusue TV. Again, it's Owusue TV. Remember to subscribe, follow, like, and share. Thank you.